Today, we eat blackberries. Come on, let's go. Today, we eat blackberries. Come on, let's go. Today, we eat blackberries. Come on, let's go.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. I just tripped myself up pretty bad. Um, I was actually having a conversation. Thank you, West 658 Inc. I was having a conversation in the background, and um, my camera was not able to show back up. But I got it all fixed. I'm here. COD Gaming, what's up? Call of Duty. Yo, what's going on? Everything is good. Everything is good, man. Thanks for joining the live. If you've never met me before, I'm Darnell just talking. Take the poll. I see someone has already. Actually, I got 5 votes. What do you know? So this is day 22 of me going live straight. Thanks for joining. Double tap the screen and we'll just get right into it. So essentially today's, I guess, code topic is about your phone and whether or not you can live without your phone. I was having a conversation with a friend. Uh, I came out as not saying that. Okay, I don't know what you talking about, brother, but you live your life. So yeah, I was having a conversation with a friend, and he was telling me how he was not able to be without his phone. And he just said that it was for him. It was he thought there would be a lot of peace to be able to be without your phone, right? So yeah, good for you, gang. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, thanks for that. But yeah, so I just figured to ask that'll be like the first poll. Might do another one, but basically just to talk about that, I just wanted some feedback, some basic feedback on whether or not we're at a point where most of us have a phone addiction. Um, I would raise my hand, but I have been very diligent about not being on the phone or not needing to have my phone. Hey, what's up, Daywalk? Daywalk is a day one. Thanks for joining. Just take the poll. So I'll just read it off real quick. It'd be a good idea to read it off now. If we get more votes, we do. But just to respect the people who did take the poll, could you go 24 hours without your phone? Uh, the top choice is 67%. All these people swear that it's easy. I would love to hear how many days you have spent without your phone. 17% I'd struggle, 17% not a chance, and 0% I basically live on it. I mean, most of us, I would say, basically live on our phones. I do have, though I can divide from my phone, I do have anxiety sometimes about not having it. But once I'm busy and I'm saying I'm staying busy, I have no issues with being able to be away from my phone. Here, Lucas YT says, cool stream. Thank you so much, man. I got the incense going. I don't know if you see the smoke. Um, like I said, this is my 22nd day streaming. I'm trying to get used to being interactive. This is not necessarily a skill that I have, but I am getting better. What we've done is we've tried to make, and when I say we, I'm talking about you as well, people who keep joining, keep subscribing. We've tried to create an environment where some positive energy is here, some positive energy, just to have a blend or a mix of what you get on a daily basis, like when you're swiping on this platform. So you can see my sub goal at the bottom. Hopefully, I get to 150 subscribers soon. I did post a short today, so if you check out my channel, I post a pretty fun short today. Oh, Make the Pick is here. Make the Pick is here. What's going on? So just so you know, and I want to also call out Red Eyed Cowboy, who's still on that 6'7" vibe. Shout outs to you, Red Eyed Cowboy. I hope that as time progresses, you don't look back at 6'7" and hide from it, because it's clearly your era. That is what's nostalgic to you. I hope that you hang on to the 6'7". Why don't you go and get a tat of the 6'7", and we'll see how long that lasts. Last week we had some pretty awesome streams. A lot of them were nostalgic based. We were just going into our childhood. I'm an 80s baby, so I spent most of my childhood in the 90s. And yeah, it was just a lot of vibes. I pulled up a browser and we just started going in and looking back at different topics. So what you'll get from me if you do hang around, I'm pretty diverse. The only thing that I would say I don't do, I don't care for the news cycle. I don't care for the deep political conversations that, you know, pretty much just gaslight everybody. That's not my thing. I kind of like to have fun, and I'm working on how to have fun, while I'm on the stream. So if you got some suggestions, please put them in the chat. It looks like we're up to 9 votes, and the only movement is I'd struggle with 22% and not a chance with 11%. All right, let me just read the chat. I don't want to get too lost. What's going on, fellas from Mick the Pick? What's going on with you, man? Nothing really. How you doing? Cool. Making chicken soup. Oh, COD Gaming, that is what's up, man. I actually had some chicken, so I'm gonna post a video soon of me grilling a chicken in the snow. So during the blizzard, I actually took the time to grill, which was super satisfying. And I'm still eating that chicken, even though the blizzard was 2 days ago. Don't tell nobody. But yeah, so that I had some chicken with some Brussels sprouts tonight. So that was good. Yeah, and I hope everybody had a good day overall. I do want to just give a shout out. I did something today, and I always talk about having a 1% improvement on the stream. And I've gone back and forth. The short that I made today was pretty random, but it turned out to be pretty decent content, if you ask me. And I'm sitting around tonight and I said to myself, thanks for the 2 subscribers. So in the background, I will up this goal since I'm doing things manual. Um, but I said to myself today, what can I do? My day was great. I'll actually go deeper into my day, but I said, what can I do to like add to the stream? Because what I'm struggling with is I'm struggling with YouTube and the way that they send people to the stream. So I actually I do a lot of research online and try to figure out. I know that the stream is not bad. I know it could get better, right? But we're just starting. Like I said, this is day 22. Can you imagine in a year's time where we would be if I show you day one, day three? This camera was dark. It was a whole different setup. I'm comfortable with the controls. I could read the chat. I couldn't do all of that, just 2 weeks ago. So we're at a very good place, right? But but what I am struggling with is that initial bump to get people in here without having to do, goofy stuff. Like, not to say that I'm into goofy stuff, but I've come in here and I put on some glasses, and that was cool because that's a part of my personality. But I like to do something in the beginning to get people just wound into the stream. You're the best, bro. Thank you, Shadow Black. If that was to me. Yeah, make the pick, shouting out Daywalk. Thanks for coming back. And soon it's not gonna be a thanks for coming back. It's gonna be like, glad to see you hanging out again. Cause that's really what I hope this could be, is more or less a hangout. So I was looking for a 1% increase today, and I said to myself, let me I think there's scheduling the stream and being more prepared as far as what YouTube is asking. I think is going to have an impact, because I thought it only had an impact in the uploads, where you go in there, you put your title, your description, your tags, and all this metadata and all this SEO jargon. And it's not to trick, but it is actually to give a realistic view of what your data, what your offering is, what your upload is, right? So as I'm putting that in there for uploads, it's hard to put it in there for a stream, because I know what I want to talk about. I don't even know if we're ever going to get there. So I feel like I made a big mistake of following large streamers, and large streamers don't suffer from needing to get like a boost of people in there, because they have a lot of people that when they post a stream, a ton of people are already gonna get that notification. They're gonna say remind me. They're gonna get reminders, and YouTube already knows their content, and the people that have profiles on them in the background. YouTube kind of knows who to send there. So I'll give you an example. It's 11 o'clock now. It's about to strike, right? And I actually went live at 9:30. You could ask Shadow Black in the chat, because he was one of the only two people that came. So today's 1% improvement is about the fact that I was mindful enough, not only to be prepared, but to schedule the stream. So I went ahead. I thought I was scheduling it. I put up the stream. I sat there for 10 minutes and I did the intro, pretty much the same thing I'm doing right now. And right now I'm looking at 70 views, like actual views, not people who are in here right now, but the collection of all the people who have viewed based on what a view is in this form. And I'm looking at 70 views, and it's been 14 minutes, and I got 2 views in 10 minutes prior. So that gets frustrating. But that's my 1% chain improvement today, is that I'm going to be probably in the morning preparing for the nightly stream, and I'm going to try to move to a dedicated time for the stream. I'm thinking about 9:30 or 9:45. So that will work out. So COD in the chat says improvement is improvement. Even if it's slightly, we all notice. Even if it's a little bit, it's still there. You just got to keep on pushing and staying motivated. Most people struggle with it, and me too. It's interesting that you say that, because I put motivation as a word in the short that I did today. I put courage, something like courage over motivation, because not courage, consistency over motivation. They're not looking for you. They must be sleeping. Well, I mean, who's the they? We talking about AI? Don't refer to AI as the if we go he, she, them, they to AI, we're really in trouble. Um, do you got a name for the new family in there? I don't know who you're referring to, Shadow Black. What's the difference between you and them? Those people are just there for audience. Your subscribers are going to be loyal. I'm faithful to you. Of course, you're my brother. Exactly. I'm right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you know what? We'll grow this together. But what I need to continue to get feedback from you guys. AI is getting wild. Um, I don't know. I guess I gotta do this. AI doesn't have to get that wild. Like I think what I've been looking at and thinking about for a long time, because the more we resist, the more we miss. We don't actually get to understand AI and its power for good or for bad. And it's sort of like, keep your enemies close, keep your friends close and your enemies closer kind of thing, right? So, not to say AI is the enemy, but to know the intent of AI. Now, when you say AI, COD, one of the scary things about, if I read the context, because it is hard to read context through a text message, but when I read the context, your version of AI is strictly related to usually content, right? They walk. I'll talk to you, man. Well, look out for the earlier streams because I'm definitely probably starting tomorrow. I'm gonna start streaming at around 9:30. I actually didn't want to be up this late because I'm struggling with the sleep as well. COD says there's a point where it has to stop, So that's what I wanted to talk. Well, I didn't want to talk about, but I'll honor what you're saying in the chat. We could have a sidebar conversation, real quick. So we can't sleep on AI, um, obviously, but it's not AI that's driving AI. It's people. People, companies, businesses, industry are driving AI, and what we tend to interact with when we say AI right now, it's the same as us saying social media, and social media representing the whole internet. And we've had this conversation on here on this stream before. We have to be very careful of representing these words and meaning more. The content-based AI is only here because the platforms, um, and I don't want to reveal it. I'll read it off. Matter of fact, I'll give me 1 second. I'm gonna figure out how to explain this the right way because it's a very simple explanation. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do things eventually, and YouTube's gonna be like, yeah, nah, that guy gotta go. But some of these things trigger me. They do trigger me. Um, 1 second. I'm just working this OBS. Okay, we got it. All right. So show more. This right here. I'll just make this bigger so you can read it. So I'll just read this real quick, and it will just make the point. So do any of the following describe your content? Makes a real person appear to say or do something they didn't say or do. Alter footage of a real event or place. Generates a realistic looking scene that didn't actually occur. So this right here, it's not hard to tell what they're talking about, right? This is easy. This is straightforward. It's talking about AI, right? Why don't they spell out AI since we all know it as AI? But we're talking about the category is called altered content, right? They're talking about something that is artificial, something that is representing something that is not real. It's not human to us. Now, you got to ask yourself, and I always do this, of course, because I'm not doing AI, but there is somewhat of an overlap, right? If I put an effect on a video, this last part generates a realistic looking scene that didn't actually occur. So I have these videos that I was doing, these shorts. Um, they weren't all Mac Miller based, but a few of them, excuse me, a few of them definitely were. And I would take like videos of me doing the chickens, and I would invert the colors, and the scene just came out like beautiful. But in reality, this generates a realistic looking scene that didn't actually occur. To me, falls under what they're saying, even though what they're really trying to say and spell out is AI. Um, so let me get into the chat, but this is on every video. When a YouTuber uploads a video, they have to declare yes or no to this altered content point. And why would YouTube have that on there is because they're already prepared for when they want to use their own technology, which will detect AI. And this is me. This is I don't want to say I don't know if it's allegedly or just this is just my hypothesis that they have this on here. One day they're gonna crack down. They don't want to crack down without a bigger influence like a government or people just saying they're totally fed up. They can very well always put a banner to tell us that it's AI. And this is me declaring, or every person who's uploading any video could declare my video is, altered content to give the people the protection. So in that case, AI could stay. I could just say, never show me anything that has altered content, and we will be all good. Okay. I think it's in the billions now. I know they're hedging the bet that'll be profitable eventually. I don't think it'll be profitable in the way that we think. My boy just AI me wearing foams. Yeah, those are the weird ones. Some people are all in. Kind of went hard, but wow, it looks good. Yeah, I mean, is it really about? I think it makes you take a step back and say, is it really about how something looks, or is it the human experience that connects us as to real events that occurred? That's like saying, and this is to make the pick. That's like saying, if AI were to show you doing something, in your junior high school, and it was in a photo, and they made a photo of you, and it was with all these other people that you would respect that photo and cherish that photo. No, you would laugh. It's just like a slight entertainment value. So I just see it as such. I'm worried about the people who continue to find. I mean, we already have a fantasy outlook, right? Like games. They say that the brain, uh, when you play games. So this is why I like the whole what is it called? Like meta glasses and AR and VR, the brain doesn't know reality from fantasy. So the more that you engage in that type of stuff, um, you're actually creating memories in your brain that to your brain that's reality. I would say we should be careful about that. There used to be telltale signs before, like fingers and back. Yeah, no, you're right, Mick the Pick. But these people need to be people who are generating AI content. I get it. It's a bubble right now, so you can't tell somebody not to make money. I was talking on a stream yesterday about interview on the No Jumper podcast, and Sean Cotton, who is the guy that's in charge of Say Cheese, which is a different popular, very popular channel, very profitable channel, and he was talking about a guy who's making 20,000 a month just doing AI, like AI videos with voiceover. 20,000 a month. So it's like I don't want to stop that person. I mean, it's no difference than Dogecoin, right? Like it's no different than when something pops, people flock to it. It's amazing. You like it, you stay there. But the problem is a solution is not to just say you can't make money off of it. The solution is we have to identify that people need the protection and how do you protect people. For me personally, I want to know I'm protecting my memories. I'm protecting my brain to say I want to live in a real world. I want to know when I'm being, that's like somebody giving you counterfeit money. Like, can you imagine if the bank gave you counterfeit money? So we're gonna have commercials on TV, and they're just gonna fake the whole world. And some people are not gonna understand how to vet that. And most of us aren't. So what we need is, I don't want to go there, but I just said this is not a political channel. But I think what we need the government to protect us. We need the government to at least go to the companies that are either publishing, allowing this stuff to be published, or creating AI in the background. And they need to, and this is probably the first time you'll hear my proposal on this, they need to create labels the same way we do with the mature content labels on, on video games, on music, on TV shows. We need that level of labeling and branding that goes along with AI, even if it's not visible to the naked eye. I want to see if something is either human generated, which would create has no AI in it, AI enhanced, which means that it has some sort of a mix between, and the percentage could be controlled from humans generating something and AI doing some of it, or 100% AI generated. And to me, those are like three strong categories that could keep me safe. COD Gaming says, "Wow, Darnell, this is wild." Yeah, I feel that the wildest thing is how fast it improved. If you look back at the AI from, yeah, well, if you keep looking, it's going to improve because that's where all the attention is, right? We still don't know how long it took to create the pyramids, but there's people that estimate millions of people worked on it, and it's a scale thing. The faster, the more interest you put towards it, obviously it's going to get better. And but look at all the companies that are failing with it. Look at all the mergers that are happening just to keep this thing afloat. I mean, one of the problems with AI from a monetary perspective is a lot of times it can solve problems that nobody, it's like a solution, and it's a solution in search of a problem. So in my experience, just as being a tech professional, what I see is people speak AI, they want to go to AI and they ask AI questions that they never ask humans. That's when it becomes dangerous, because the people who are asking AI, they never had the skill anyway, and that's why you needed that human involved. So when you're willing to do that, so what you should be asking is the human, and you should ask the human, can we improve this process even better or faster? Or sometimes, can we go this way with AI? You shouldn't just be pure AI. Make the Pick says, "Do you think AI will make human-made content more of a luxury, like luxury pants brands?" Boast that. That's a funny one. I think that in humans instinctively are. It's not our doing. It's just that that's who we are, right? And as a species on this planet, we interact and connect with our species more. We're sensible. We have empathy towards our species, just like other species understand who they are versus the other. So this, to me, AI is like a new species, right? So I don't see that it's more of a luxury. I think the more people that dive into um, this love for something that they don't understand, because remember, it's just excitement. It's just excitement. What? All right, let's go back. And at this point, we got 10 votes. But not to say they don't matter, but we have shifted this into an AI conversation, and I don't care whether or not I have it, but we're gonna have it. Um, so prove to me, guys, if you could throw a one-liner in the chat, do you have something that would tell me how is this any different from the previous bubbles, right? So let's start walking down some of the previous bubbles. NFT was supposed to take over the world. Uh, AR was supposed to take over the world. The metaverse was supposed to take over the world. Tell me how this is actually different, because when you go into a 30,000 foot view, you don't really like what people choose is what we're going to use. And in the masses, we have not chosen to put on VR glasses. And we have not chosen to buy stores inside of the metaverse. And those companies, after they do all the tons of investment, they pull that investment back the other way. A lot of people lose jobs. The technology stays around, and you're going to get a critical mass of people that use it. Of course, it's being pushed as an employee replacement, just to make the pig's point. But the thing is, you could push something as an employee replacement, but what you can't replace is profits. So when the profits don't come, they will turn back around. So it's not in our control. I would say that we don't control that they hedge the bad bet. That's on them. They hedge the bad bet. They better hope that humans even want to come back. What I've noticed when you're scrolling on YouTube Shorts on the bottom left, it will say AI generated. Yeah, I mean that is potentially a thing, potentially. And it probably is locked into the thing that I showed you with the altered content. But it's a disclosure thing, right? And there's no legal grounds for whether or not you disclose that or not. I've heard that Coca-Cola has already started using AI in the ads. Yeah, and they should. They should just tell us that it's generated. I mean, can you watch a can you watch a ad for medication without hearing how you got to talk to your doctor because it'll make it could cause suicide. It could cause severe bouts of everything, right? And they have to put all of that. The government made it so that we're protected in those commercials by the fine print that exists on, the bottom, or they have to run off a long line of things in the end to uphold honesty. Um, Nutrition facts are the same thing. I don't really know other countries and how they handle this, but everything you eat has nutrition facts on it. That has to do with some grounding of honesty because there was a time where, and we're still in that time. There's still problems with nutrition facts, but you have the ability to understand what's in what you eat. Why? Because your ass didn't want to grow it. You didn't want to grow it. So the government is here to say, okay, you didn't want to grow it. Here's what's in it. And that's the trust that you have. If they change the ingredients in the food and they put in things that's going to hurt you or things that you're allergic to and they don't disclose it, how is that any different than the way people are sitting here doom scrolling because, it's generated content after generated content and we don't understand that we're being tricked? It's the same thing, right? But the difference is that the government is late to have protections for us, but they do when it comes to content on television. Any kind of content on Netflix, they have to have the disclaimer of you can't allow, all of these platforms. YouTube has YouTube Kids. They try to guard you. Look at the law when it comes to showing, children in content. Those are strong laws. You could get in a lot of trouble with that. So we just need laws, and then when those laws come into play, that will be the primary way that we're going to use this, and then everyone else is going to have to fit into those laws. And that's mainly talking about the content side. Okay. Yeah, man, let them use. I don't care about all the commercial stuff. Let them do all of that. Which is more attractive to companies with the money? Yeah, no, you guys are right, and you guys align. That's good. But I'm telling you from a, and it's just again just my opinion. I'm just one of the three people that's giving value to this conversation right now. We've had trends. Look at the Facebook glasses, right? So this is where like I get really bothered by people not understanding the how this is just a cycle. It's just a revolving door. It's the hamster wheel, and this is just how it works. So Google Glasses, you guys know Google Glasses? If I could even find anything on the internet about Google Glasses, because we know about the Facebook glasses. So the Ray-Ban, yeah. So the Ray-Bans that are out now, the Google glasses were, I don't know if this is exactly them, but they're over a decade years old, and the concept did not work. And here we are again going down the same concept. The same thing happened with like smartwatches. Before that, even before watches were even smart, before they were connected to the phones, I remember there being smartwatches that were not smart, and I think they were called smartwatches. These you just keep revolving the door. Somebody's just trying to make profit. The thing with AI, which is a little different, is it's transformative across. It'll impact everything, and it will. But how we use it and how we want to use it, I don't think has been decided. If if ChatGPT, and walk with me in this hypothetical, if ChatGPT today said we're closing the doors, and Gemini, we're closing the doors. We don't want people to use these these language LLMs, right? Where are we as a people? Can we pick up from where we are and move forward? Are we stuck? And I think that's that's what you kind of have to understand. Everyone has to understand is that there's a danger with becoming someone who's only using a prompt, right? There's a danger there, and if you're not going to learn anymore, then that's on you, you know. So me, I never stop learning, and I hopefully will never stop learning. That's a pledge to myself. So people who don't want to learn anymore, because what the companies are doing, what they're telling you is you don't have to learn anymore. We don't want you to learn anymore. Why? Because AI could do that thing faster. I don't care what AI can do. I'm gonna still keep learning. Unless you guys want to sit here and turn all of our sports leagues, all of the music material, there's probably gonna be this. I don't know if it's sports or if it's entertainment. There's gonna be like a line drawn in the sand, and we like, nope, we not letting you get there. Nope. And we don't know what it is yet, but there's gonna be a line drawn in the sand, and it's gonna have at that point people are gonna wake up and they're gonna be like, you know what? Just like that moment in Wally where they realized that there was a swimming pool there. That moment has to come, right? So I'm not so worried because I don't buy into it more than I have to. I use AI as a purification and distillation. It purifies like alcohol. It's purifying what I put into it. So I go and I dump some stuff into it, and what I want to receive back is something that has been purified. It is better. It's digestible. That's how I use AI. Well, good topic, guys. We got to 10 votes. I think that's the highest amount of votes we've ever gotten so far. So I'm pretty happy about that. The other thing that I wanted to cover before we get out of here, we've been on now for 41 minutes. That's awesome. Because I feel like we've gotten so much done. There's been so much color added to the conversation. Um, but I did want to have some sort of a celebration towards, yeah, man, and we could keep having great conversations. I think we should, I would love to be prepared for a AI related chat, you know. I would love to be prepared for that because I definitely have some interesting takes, and I don't follow as much of the news because like the news on AI because I feel like we're all being impacted by it. I'm getting a real world like lesson on AI and me going to work when I go to work. I'm hearing AI from that angle as well, and I'm still digesting that. And you know what? I have not done this, but I will put in the chat um so you can see. I write some things. It'll just give more context to um what I'm saying and my point of view. I haven't posted this month, I don't believe, but there's definitely the target of the thing I put in the chat. If you want to check it out, COD Gaming, that'd be cool. No pressure. But I write from the angle, or I guess I'll just read off from the description. It's reflections on building and maintaining and living with technology over time. So obviously AI is one of the topics that I cover, and I'm not enemy to AI, but I am disappointed with the way people ingest that topic. Um, but yeah, so let's close that one up, throw that out, and I wanted to bring some life to this. It's the 20. Thank you, thanks for checking it out. It's the 22nd straight stream. Uh, I'm not at the point where I could be on here for 3 hours. I could talk for 3 hours. I think what obviously becomes hard is you guys that are supporting the group right now. I don't want to take so much of your time, and it's not as I guess if we were in a Discord, it'd be a lot easier because there'll be different voices because I am on the hook right now for like the presentation aspect of this, which I never did update my subs. I really gotta automate this, guys. It's I thought I would have gotten there already, but I clearly haven't. So I trip myself up all the time. Okay, it's updated. Took 2 seconds. So thanks, Mick the Pick. Thanks for checking it out as well. So yeah, so I wanted to do something. I've been looking at. I like lists. I love rankings. It's like I do and I don't. I don't like having a goat conversation, but I do like top five lists. But I like them broken down. I was actually working on a software project that hopefully this will give me the drive to like open it up and really work through like the kinks. But I've been looking at successful streamers. How do they get on here and what do they do? How do they carry their audience? Me personally, I do have a lot of life experience. I'm in the middle of going from being in the city, growing up in New York City, in the Bronx, and transition my life. I'm also a father and a husband. So I got a family. I got chickens. I got worms. I got a dog. I got a lot going on, and there's a lot of like perspective, there. But it's really hard to bottle that up and stay on topic. So I think learning from the streamers who want to get on here every night and vibe with people, I'm looking for things to do. Things with my hand, reactions are cool. That's kind of cool. So I've been looking at like doing lists every night, and I'm not there yet. So this is gonna be like the first attempt. But because it's the 22nd day, you can see in the title there, Athletes Who Wore number 22. So if you guys know any athletes that wore number 22, please shout them out. We're gonna use, let's see. So I typed this, just on the internet, and I was able to find, uh, one second. I was able to find a site that had a nice little list put together, so I didn't have to struggle through it. So it's the best athletes who wore number 22, and we'll just go through this list and give some vibes out. So I'm pretty sure this is the top athlete to ever wear number 22. I don't know if he gets much love these days, but Emmitt Smith, he's not only a three-time Super Bowl champ, and I hate saying it, 'cause I'm a Giant fan. So, okay, Drew Phillips, cool. Shout him out. So, yeah, I hate saying this because I'm a Giants fan, but yeah, he not only won three, I believe it was three straight. So that was a little tough. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Emmitt Smith is the top. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say much more than that because he's definitely a cowboy. But yeah, they don't really win Super Bowls. It's been a long time. Okay, this one was really cool, man. I want to say he passed away a year or two ago too. Ricky Henderson. I had the privilege of growing up in the era, definitely when Ricky Henderson was in his prime. He was the man. At one point, he was definitely the man. He was a fast guy, and back when teams in baseball, they really leveraged playing small ball. There weren't a lot of in that era. There weren't a lot of heavy home run hitters. This predates the steroids era. Predating the steroids era, like 40 home runs is in the 40s is a lot. 50s is the top. At that point, the record was still, I guess, like 60, 62. So yeah, these guys didn't hit that much. So there was a lot of small ball. And I remember Ricky Henderson. I mean, he just played on so many teams that he seemed more like a journeyman, but he was really good everywhere he went. Um, oh man, you guys see that? I don't know if you let me make it just a little bit bigger. Sometimes it weirds out. Oh no, I could go bigger. Okay, okay. So he's an eight-time Pro Bowler, Emmitt Smith, and then Ricky Henderson is a ten-time All-Star. Man, it's enough to just make it like to sports, but then to be like to the pros, but then to be like that good is it's just a whole nother level. You wonder like the psyche behind people that are that good. Clyde Drexler. Wow, man, this has been a great stream. I'm glad we got some good conversations in there. Mick the Pick, great to meet you. I'm looking forward to you again tomorrow and tune in. I have to work, so I'm gonna get some sleep, man. Peace, man. Yeah, we're gonna do it a little bit earlier and it'll be up. So if you haven't, make sure you subscribe. Yeah, if you have any feedback, something you want to cover, something you think I can improve the stream with, please let me know. Pretty interactive, and we're gonna keep getting better. Thanks for your comments earlier about that. And some improvement is small improvements, any improvement, however you said it, it was awesome. Thanks so much, COD. Yeah, man. Talk to you tomorrow on day 23. Okay, no picture. I don't know why they couldn't find a picture of Clayton Kershaw, but years active. Okay. Three Cy Young Awards, eight-time All-Star. He He had a nice stretch from 2011 to 2007, 17. Make the pick. You know this one. Don't be a sucker for love. I don't know if he know about that. We gotta do a whole sucker for love. We gotta do a whole sucker for love podcast. Um, Elgin Baylor, 11-time All Star. You see where this is going. This list is like this is a stacked list. Oh man, Moses Malone. Oh, Roger Clemens. Yeah, I wouldn't say I was happy when he came to the Yankees, but it was a ride, and the Yankees were just known for just probably didn't have the best pitchers in their prime when we had them, but collectively we had an amazing pitching staff, and then Clemens had that second part to his career where Clemens was on demand baseball play. It's odd in baseball. He would not start the season on a team and just I'm in shape whenever you want me to pitch. And when it's near playoff time, Clemens will get a call. I think he did that for a few years, and he would just get a call. Like if he could take like a 10-day contract, like basketball or something. But still the man nonetheless. Okay, let's see. I don't know how far we're gonna go with this. Jim Palmer. Yeah. It says here he's ranked number 23 of 192 of the greatest pitchers of all time. Kudos to him. It's just amazing that once your name, it, unlike the internet of today, these people put their name in history in a way that we're still using it and we're still keeping their vibes alive, So you could imagine being a descendant of, or one of these people, and they could feel happy that, their name is being used and their ancestor or, great grandfather is being upheld. So that's pretty cool. And it's different today because we could store a lot more than we stored in the past. Mike Schmidt. I okay, Chris. I feel like I saw these pictures earlier, so I don't know what happened. I'm sorry about the pictures. I feel like I saw them earlier. Gaylord Perry. I wasn't familiar with the player Gaylord Perry, but I feel like I've seen comedy or a comedic movie with this. He says, "No way, Roger wore 22." Yeah, man. Andrew McCutcheon. Yeah, he's still at it, huh? How many? Five-time All-Star. Yeah, looks like he's closing up the shop. Okay. Mike Bossy. Yeah, when I was doing research, I kept seeing this name too. Didn't even play that long. That's also interesting. Like the comparison of the statistics of guys that you would see in the past versus now. There's just a different, the people worked out differently. He's a hockey player, so you could tell they weren't wearing no helmets. They was not. The helmet game was not the same. Brett Hall, yeah. Larry Nance, that's a good one. He wasn't much. Yeah, three-time All-Star. His son was decent too. I don't know if his son is still in the league, but he was decent. Oh, we gotta stop here. I can't do it. That's it. That's it. One of my faves. Robinson Cano. Yeah, so I just wanted to. No, we gotta go to 22, right? Yeah, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cut anybody short. Um, so far we've had an awesome stream. I really like how today's stream went. I think I'll I'll do the same. I have to prepare for the stream. I have to schedule it, and that'll help that initial push, which is what I really been looking for. Yeah, Cano. Yep, that's my guy. Oh yeah, I was more into baseball in that era. He was one of the guys that I would watch. I mean, he was just a tough guy, you know. I don't know, I think he batted second, so that is always an interesting place in the order, especially with all the bats behind you. Um I used to be a super big baseball fan as well. I used to go to a lot of games. Like I said, I was a bleacher creature. All right, we got to go to number 22. Oh, I'm so glad we didn't stop. Bernard King. So, interestingly enough, we were talking about, someone asked about my favorite basketball player of all time. My favorite basketball player of all time is Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing came in the game 85, 86, I believe, and in the 85, 86 season. So I think he was drafted in 85, played 85, 86. Um, Patrick Ewing was the first lottery pick. Bernard King was on the Knicks the year before. Here he's seen it on the Nets, but he wasn't on the Knicks the year before. And when they won the lottery, I forgot what had happened, but he never played with Patrick Ewing. So you could have had, and you know, you could see here he was still pretty good. Bernard King. You can see 85, he was an all-star. 91, he was an all-star. So, and he was all NBA third team up until 1991. So he didn't get to play with Patrick. And Patrick, the Knicks won 23 games in Patrick Ewing's first season because it was like a rookie that was pretty much the only decent talent that was left on a dying roster. So, oh man, Jorge. Yeah, I've seen Jorge play so many times. I feel like every time I went to a game, Andy Pettit was pitching. Me and my friend always laugh. Andy Pettit, because I went to Saturday, Sunday games, mainly Sunday. I would have my baseball game on Saturday. Oh, I'm getting the YouTube saying things ain't going, but I'll just keep talking. I know enough to keep talking. But yeah, so I would I would play baseball on Saturday, and then me and the guys that I play with, like the my guys, we would go to the Yankee games on Sunday, and just about every time I went, I feel like it was Andy Pettit throwing to Jorge. That was like every time. So I've seen him play so many times. Uh, what is going on? I'm getting this weird error message. All right, well, let me just get these two out. If it records, it records. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Um, on my end, I don't know what I'm seeing, but I'll fix it for tomorrow. Okay, so 22 is Archie Moore. We'll leave it at that. I'm Darnell just talking how I did say today I was gonna play some stuff. I'll try to fix this stream key in the background. I don't know what this thing is talking about, but I'll try to Fix that.
Today for the 2030 Winter Olympics. Let's do it.
But here by the fire we defy frost and storm. Ha-ha, we are warm and we have our heart's desire. For here's for good fellows and the beechwood and the bellows, and the cup is at the lip in the pleasant fellowship. Oh, here by the fire we defy frost and storm. Ha-ha, we are warm and we have our heart's desire. For here's for good fellows and the beechwood and the bellows.
All right, just so you guys know that I'm okay. I am okay. That was the short that I posted today. That meant I just had to click something in the YouTube and it went away. But yeah, we'll close this out. Make the pick. Thank you so much, man. It was an awesome stream. We got back to where we were. Very confident of that. Yeah, so don't be a sucker for love. We'll figure this thing out. A lot of good energy. Hope everybody has a great week. I will see you tomorrow. That's a promise. Peace. Today is day 15. 15th straight day of myself coming on here streaming. In many places, where you grow up determines how you operate. Like Kendrick Lamar. I went from just being a regular dude to a dad to Unk to OG. When I go play basketball, I'm considered OG. As if I'm out there throwing hook shots or something. Make the Pick says, I think that the 90s, 2000s internet felt more special, like nostalgic, right? Is the internet more impactful today from an information standpoint today than it is in the 90s? There's a lack of diversity. You have people that see the internet as social media, and that's very sad, because if social media is the internet, then all of your information is going to be confined. If you have children, or if you're going to have children, or if you engage with children, please be honest with them. That is my only request. I have never been more honest than after I had my children. I like when I build something for people to be impacted, and I actually believe that videos, whether it's modern